Wait, what curse?
The Kardashian curse.
There's a curse?
Anybody that's dated a Kardashian, including Rob, that's a boy.
No way. I've never heard about this before, and I think Scott is going crazy.
The cards family believes in the Kardashian curse.
What I don't like about the narrative is that the blame is on us. Like, I think that they need to put the men need to take that responsibility.
You also have 2 NBA championships, a Super Bowl. What else? I mean, all these things that have,
of course, factually,
you can go down the factual successes of all the men.
Scott, do you feel like you have a Kardashian?
We need to talk about this. In 1809, the Kardashians' great-great-great-great-grandmother, Kekel Kardashian, had just given birth at 19. She wanted the best for her baby girl, so she went to the local town witches and asked for not only her baby, but for all future female generations of the Kardashians to have fame, power, and wealth. Now, the witches granted this wish, but at a cost. In order for the Kardashians to keep the fame they had been given, they needed to lure men into their life so the spirits of past witches could steal their energy and happiness. So now let's flash forward to these Kardashians, who, by the way, got famous out of nowhere. In order for the Kardashians to keep their fame, they had to lure many men into their lives, which explains the many exes of the Kardashians.
Timothée Chalamet reportedly had a full-on meltdown after losing the Oscar to Michael B. Jordan, and the internet is eating it up. People were already whispering that the so-called Kardashian curse might catch up to him, but nobody expected it to hit this fast or this loud. It's like everything unraveled in one night, and now everyone's watching the fallout in real time. Ever since he started dating Kylie, fans have been side-eyeing his moves, saying his image has been slipping. Some even claim he switched things up completely, trying to step into a different lane just to keep up with her world, and now this Oscars moment has people saying he's spiraling. On top of that, clips are circulating showing what looks like tension between Kylie and Timothy's sister at the event, and people are picking apart every second like it's a reality show. There have also been ongoing rumors that his family wasn't fully on board with the relationship, and now things are getting even. Messier, an alleged source, said to be connected to him and identified as a content creator, reportedly spoke to a tabloid claiming there was overlap in his relationships. None of this has been confirmed, but the way these stories are spreading has people talking non-stop. It's turning into a full-blown drama storm, and the timing has everyone raising eyebrows. What really has people shook is that all of this is blowing up right after his Oscar loss to Michael B. Jordan, making the situation feel even more intense. Meanwhile, Michael's win is historic, marking him as one of the few black actors to take home Best Actor, and the spotlight is shining bright on that moment. Before the announcement, many were convinced Timothée had it in the bag, and the shift caught a lot of fans off guard. He had been campaigning hard all season, showing up everywhere, and really pushing for that win. So expectations were sky high. But when things didn't go his way, people noticed his reaction. Immediately, videos started trending fast, including one where he appears to caution his sister Pauline about clashing with Kylie, and another where he seems visibly frustrated about the Oscars right after the winner was announced. The timing of those clips made everything feel even more dramatic, like emotions were spilling out in real time. People online are saying he didn't even wait to cool off before reacting, which only added fuel to the conversation. It's one of those moments where the pressure, the hype, and the outcome all collided at once, and now everyone has an opinion on it. The situation gained even more traction after Lipreader Nicola Hickling analyzed the viral footage. She had previously looked at conversations between Kylie and Timothée earlier in the year, and viewers thought her interpretations were surprisingly on point. So when she stepped in again, people were locked in, watching closely and debating every word she suggested was said. The first clip shows Timothée sitting front row at the Oscars, and he looks seriously annoyed the whole time. The moment he notices the camera on him, his whole vibe switches. He forces a quick smile and leans over to Kylie saying, "I hate this." She tries to calm things down, replying, "We're all right, okay." And he comes back with, "Yeah, I hope so." That's at least what Lipreader Nicola Hickling claims was said, and people online are dissecting every second of it like it's evidence in a case. Then there's the interaction with his sister Pauline, and this one really got people talking. According to Nicola, Timothée asks her, "Where are you sitting?" She points to her seat. Kylie says, "Hi," and they pause for a quick photo like everything is normal. But then things allegedly shift when he asks, "How are you doing?" before leaning in and whispering, "Could you go easy on her?" Pauline reportedly says, "Okay," and he doubles down with, "I want you to go easy on her." Now, the internet is running wild with that moment, trying to read between the lines. A lot of people didn't hold back either. They started clowning him for how he handled the loss and dragged him into the whole Kardashian Jenner curse narrative. Some were even calling him a 4-time Oscar loser and saying this is what happens when you get caught up in that circle. The jokes came fast, and the timing made it even worse because everything unfolded right after that big loss. After pouring massive money into campaigning for the film and pushing hard all season, it only took one controversial comment about the opera and ballet world to set people off. Suddenly, critics, fans, and even celebrities jumped in to call him out. The backlash snowballed quick, and it felt like the entire night turned into a pile-on. Even Doja Cat reportedly chimed in, and throughout the ceremony, the jokes just kept coming. The host took shots, performances seemed to throw subtle shade, and one moment even featured a legendary ballerina hitting the stage, which many viewers thought was a direct nod to the controversy. It all added up to a night that just kept getting worse for him. Now, if you've been online for a while, you've definitely heard about the so-called Kardashian Jenner curse, and while it sounds wild, people keep pointing to examples that make them question things. The pattern gets brought up again and again, especially when relationships and careers seem to shift at the same time. Take Lamar Odom, for example. Before his relationship with Khloe in 2009, he was thriving with the Lakers, winning championships and putting up strong numbers every night. But after their marriage, his life reportedly took a difficult turn, with personal struggles, health scares, and his career losing momentum in a big way. It became one of the most talked about examples tied to this whole narrative. Then there's Tristan Thompson, another name people always bring up. Before that relationship, he was known as a hard-working player contributing to a championship team in Cleveland, but later, headlines about his personal life started overshadowing his performance, and fans began associating his name more with controversy than basketball. And it doesn't stop there. People also mention James Harden, who was playing at an elite level before being briefly linked to Khloe. During that time, he later suggested it was a rough period for him, and fans quickly added that to the growing list of examples they used to support this so-called curse theory. Then, of course, Kim's relationships get pulled into the conversation too. One name that always comes up is Kris Humphries, especially after their short-lived marriage that had the whole world watching. Before that, he had a solid career in the league, but after the breakup, the attention around his personal life seemed to overshadow everything else, adding even more fuel to this ongoing narrative. He used to be a dependable forward for the Nets, putting up solid numbers in points and rebounds every night. But after that high-profile relationship, people started seeing him more as a reality TV figure than an athlete, and his career never quite bounced back. His scoring dropped, he moved across multiple teams, and by 2017, he quietly stepped away from the league while the spotlight had completely shifted. Then you have Kanye West, another name people always bring into this conversation. When he married Kim in 2014, he was already at the top of the music world, dropping major albums and building a powerful brand with Yeezy. But in the years that followed, his personal struggles became more public, including mental health challenges, a hospitalization in 2016, and eventually a highly publicized divorce in 2022. On top of that, his financial situation reportedly took a massive hit, which only added more fuel to the narrative people keep pushing. Scott Disick's story also gets mentioned a lot in these discussions. Before getting involved with Kourtney, he had a reputation as a flashy socialite, always at big events and even landing modeling opportunities. But later on, his life reportedly took a much heavier turn, dealing with personal loss and ongoing struggles that led him in and out of rehab multiple times. Some even point to claims from a psychic about energy around the family, which just made the whole situation sound even more intense to fans watching from the outside. There are honestly so many more examples people bring up, and the list keeps going depending on who you ask. It's one of those topics that could easily take up an entire deep dive because of how often it gets referenced online. Every time a new relationship pops up, people start connecting dots all over again. Now, Timothée is being pulled into that same narrative, with some fans claiming his recent Oscar loss is just the beginning of a bigger downfall. It sounds dramatic, but that's exactly how the internet is framing it, right? Now, especially with everything happening all at once. And remember those rumors about tension after the Oscars? Well, they're getting even more attention now. Reports started circulating after an alleged source, identified as Sarana, spoke to a tabloid and shared her side of the story. She claimed that she and Timothée had been involved while he was also linked to Kylie, saying their connection began back in January 2020, after she reached out to him online following his role in The King. According to her, he didn't respond right away, but months later he liked her message, which sparked a conversation that eventually moved offline. She says they exchanged numbers, met up in Santa Monica, and continued seeing each other for quite some time. According to her account, things carried on into 2022, when she told him she had feelings, and he allegedly admitted he felt something too. The situation reportedly continued until 2023, when he was publicly seen with Kylie Jenner, which she claims completely caught her off guard. She even said, "I see these things about him dating Kylie Jenner, and I was very confused about that. At first I thought it was fake news, and then I was like, maybe it's a PR thing. But now it looks like maybe they are together. I don't know. It doesn't add up. I miss him. I do miss him a lot because I haven't seen him in a couple of years." That quote alone has people talking nonstop, trying to piece together what really happened. Now the whole situation is being labeled as messy from every angle, especially with the timing of all these claims coming right after his Oscars loss to Michael B. Jordan. It's like everything hit at once, and the internet wasted no time turning it into a full-blown spectacle. And just like that, the internet wrapped this whole situation into one wild narrative, especially after that loss to Michael B. Jordan made everything hit even harder. People didn't hold back with their reactions either, with one saying, if you need more proof that the Kardashian curse exists, look no further. Timothée Chalamet is dating Kylie Jenner right now, and he ended up losing the Best Actor award at the Oscars, and even pointing out that his film didn't take home any wins that night. Another comment went even further, saying, "She's siphoning the life and power out of him. He was the big rising star, and there she was using him as a photo prop. Timothée Chalamet falls like a tree, but in slow motion to the Kardashian curse." The way people are running with this narrative is intense, and it just keeps getting louder. Now everything is under a microscope, from his career moves to his relationship, and fans are watching closely to see what happens next. But now I want to hear from you. What do you think about this so-called Kardashian curse? And do you think this situation is a sign that he should rethink things with Kylie?